Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boys, Mike and Adam from Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal.
What's up,
We are
everybody?
live, and we are on the All Things Paranormal podcast, man. It's another Friday night.
Another
It's
Friday night.
Good Friday.
Good Friday.
We're excited
It's
for
a good
everyone to
Friday,
be
too.
here. Also, it's Easter weekend. Happy Easter, everybody. We are waiting on our guest, Chris Garcia. Little confusion with time zones, so we're hoping that he's going to pop on here at some point. But thank you guys for coming on. Let's see if anyone's here yet. We're waiting. So, Adam, what should we talk about until we get a hold of Chris?
I don't know. What do our fans want us to talk about?
I mean,
We could talk about how our amazing trip.
yeah. I mean, we were literally...
The only thing I will say that I was a little disappointed about, and it wasn't because of the great place. It was when we got off the highway and we realized Crescent's right there, and then we take a 45-minute to a half, 45 to an hour and a half trip through the mountains just to try to get a view.
So for everyone that is listening right now, we were in Loretto, Pennsylvania. We investigated the Doss house this past weekend. Incredible place. Absolutely have to check it out. Go to their website, hit that like button. If you want to investigate it, send them a message. They're doing overnight bookings.
Yeah, dude.
We had action all night long,
Dude.
all night. If you want, head to our YouTube channel. You can actually watch our live streams from there that night. It was absolutely incredible. I'm going to keep saying incredible because it was literally incredible.
You know, and we want to hear from our fans. So me and Mike have been talking. Yeah, we did the little episodes last year. Did you enjoy the intensity of waiting for an episode, or did you enjoy us going live at our locations? Because we're thinking maybe this year, if the fans enjoyed it more, we'll just go live at every place that we can. If we can't, we'll record and release an episode. But if we can, we just go live.
I mean, yeah, I swear the YouTube live stream was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people that joined in asking questions, which was awesome. I think maybe we should focus on that. But here's the other thing, too, though, is Wi-Fi scenarios.
Yes.
It's the other thing we got to look forward to. If we have Wi-Fi, yeah, we can do it. If not, we're going to have to record a full episode and add it to our YouTube channel. Oh, we got Mark. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Mark?
How's it going? Thanks for coming. So, yeah, I mean, like we said, we were right down the road from Crescent. Crescent's been on our bucket list for I don't know how long. 3 years ago, we were actually supposed to go to Crescent. And unfortunately, we got a last-minute message saying that they had to cancel us due to a certain TV show that was certain TV show that was there that night recording, which ended up being our good friends. Destination Fear. At that moment, they were Destination Fear, which
now
is now
Project Fear. Go check them out.
Shout out to them.
People. You know, and when we went down to New Jersey to the Paracon, and I was like, hey,
we got Garcia. Yeah, Chris is on.
Oh,
all right, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that story.
Let's add our guest to our stage.
Hey, what's going on, Chris?
What's up? Sorry, I was a little bit late. Was I late? Hopefully, I wasn't.
No, you're good. Sorry about the whole time frame confusion and everything. I totally forgot about that. I thought I mentioned about us being on the East Coast. But
yeah,
that was my
Central, bad. So that's why I was like, am I supposed to be on?
No worries at all.
Because I'm Central Time. So I was like, what's going on? So I was like, am I on the wrong time? Because I was like, oh my God.
No, you're good.
That's fine.
All right, so welcome to our show. Thanks for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Why don't you talk to us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'm a psychic medium that runs it. It runs in the family. I found out my gifts. I started noticing a little bit of different when I was younger. Um, I guess you could say, like, I thought everybody could do this. You know what I mean? So I thought it was just like something that was something that I could do. So,
Yeah.
so that's why, as time went on, I started realizing that it was just better to keep my mouth shut. So I didn't really tell a lot of people because a lot of people didn't believe me. Um, so, but yeah, I just believe that, me learning my gifts and helping people, it was something that as I got older, sorry, I'm sharing the live,
No, you're
um,
good.
that, I started like helping people. I started really helping people. I want to say like, I want to say like when I was in middle school, but people started coming to me in middle school and I started helping people. But it really didn't come effect until like after my 20s. I started helping people in the public eye. I've done a lot of reading for different people. I've done like different stuff to connect and I've done like a few cases for people and things like that of that nature.
No.
And but I like to volunteer for missing cases, paranormal work. So if you need a psychic walkthrough, like a psychic walk, even though I don't have to physically be there, all you gotta do is like rotate the camera and I'll tell you where the most active is. And then I like to test my abilities on that level. And then after everything's done, you can give me a validation and see if it rings a bell or if it triggers something that only you guys would know or whoever I'm working with at that time. Um, but I use my gifts in a lot of different ways. I usually use tarot cards, but I don't like to. But I only do that for people that like to see the visual, even though they can't see what I see. But for the people that like to say, well, I want to see what you're doing, even though I don't understand it. I want to see where you're getting the stuff from.
Gotcha.
But I can do the readings without um, tarot and without cards or rune stones or whatever you want to call it. I just recently did
Oh wow.
bone throwing divination. That's recent. That's recent. I've done that in the background where it's only like on Messenger. I haven't really done it on any show. But that'll probably be later on. And I'm also on TikTok, by the way. So if
Nice.
there's any TikTokers up there, Psychic 28 is where you can find me. Psychic 28 is where you can find me on there. Um, but I help a lot of people and stuff like that in healing and different ways that I can do.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So you said you started this in middle school. You started having these abilities and
Yeah, I
started seeing
started
things, and
noticing. Yeah, and when I was
that's a
15,
tough
yeah,
age to try to figure out what's going
Yeah.
on too. I'm sure you know.
yeah, and you know the thing about that you say that, growing up as a child, um, how did I deal with it? I really don't know. I
Yeah.
know there's times where people ask me this type of question. Did you have people to support you? Did you have people to guide you? No, I didn't have none of that. I had to learn on my own, even though I had the gifts that run in my family. My grandma at that time already knew I was different. She told my mom that I was different. And by the way, I lost my mom just recently, so I don't have my grandma or my mom. So that's
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear
um,
that.
Sorry for your loss.
so. But I think
I
with my gifts, I can at least say that now that I don't have my mom is new to the spiritual world. My grandma's been there since '92, so whenever I get messages, she comes through as one of my guides or one of my angels, you could say. Um, and I just listen to whatever the guides tell me, and in any way I can help them is how I help people and inspire them to do whatever they need to do, whatever I can do to help them and guide them and whatever benefits, who I can help. because I love helping people. That's just what I do. And now that I just recently lost my mom, a year, which was January the 19th of this year, was the first year for me. And knowing that my gifts, I ain't gonna lie, being the inner skeptic, I didn't show it to anybody, but there was
Yeah.
times where I was like, are they really telling me? Because when I would do readings, they were always dead on. They were just dead on. And then the more I did readings, I was like, are you kidding me? So you're telling me I got it right? Or, yeah.
Wow.
And then the more I got my confidence built, so I stopped like less doubting my gifts. I didn't show it because the readings were like just coming with information. So when I would help people, the people that I would read would give me the validation, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was in denial at that time. And now that my mom is gone, I want to say that my gifts are now, I guess you could say, tenfold. Because I think my mom did see the dead, but she never really said anything. But she always used to tell me, you could read anybody else, but don't ever read your mom. Because I don't want to know what you can see from me. She always told me that. She was always
Yeah.
part of my work. She, a lot of people got to meet my mom when she was always like in the background or saying hi
Seems like she was a
and stuff
special
like
lady.
that. She was a special supporter, and she was my backbone, you know. And
I
now
know
my life
about.
has
I definitely
changed.
know about that.
Yeah.
I be here at the end of this year. I lost my mom. I lost my mom last year, and she was a big supporter of us. You know, uh,
Yeah, it hits home.
yeah,
Definitely hits home. We know how you're feeling. The
yeah,
fact that you went through this whole experience by yourself too, and you got yourself through that's not easy.
yeah.
It's a hard process to go through because you're probably thinking, what is going on right now? What am I experiencing? What is this?
Yeah. Am I crazy? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
you,
mean,
you think
I give you a lot of respect and a lot of support on that one.
yeah,
That's a
It's
tough one
not
to
easy,
go through.
and I think
No.
now, I don't know if I'm gonna ask you both a question now that you mentioned that. Like when you knew that they were supportive of you, did you ever feel a time like your mom supported you guys, but nobody else did? And then when you lost them, a part of you went with them, because that's how I feel. I ain't gonna lie, a part of me went with her, and now it's not so much of a gift. I think it brings tears to my eyes when I can give people closure. I can give people guidance on their loved ones, because during the time when my mom was always supporting me, she was always like in the background saying hi on my lives on the shows that I was doing. So if she was still around, she would have been like, "Hi guys, it's nice to meet you. You believe in my son. You have a good person on your shoulders, and he's a good person." She was always, not because she was my mom, she was very supportive of everything I did. And
yeah.
now it's even harder because I don't get the physical support that I used to get from her, but it's more on a spiritual level. So it's not like she can hug me, says, "Good job, son, good job." And that it's a lot to take when you lose your loved ones. And then when you have gifts like mine, there's times where you just question yourself.
Oh yeah. No,
And I still do. I still do.
I definitely like you know. My mom always used to tell us, "Oh, I'm gonna see you on the TV one day." Like I'm like, "Mom, we just investigate these small places and in these big places, but that's not what we do it for." And she goes, "But I know you're gonna do it." And we would go live on our Facebook, and my mom it could be 1 o'clock in the morning. When my mom was sleeping, she was sleeping, but
Wow.
it's like she had that notification, ding, 1 o'clock in the morning. Did you guys see that? Or like she was there, and now I'll catch us going live, and I'll wait. But a part of me did go with her. Because we had that support, even though you know we're two brothers, extreme paranormal, and then we have the podcast, but we're not brothers. But his mom sees me as a son,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom saw him as a son,
Oh yeah,
and
it was a devastating day.
yeah. So like a part of you does leave, because I won't have, like you said, you don't have that physical support, even though it was just her messaging through the live. It was that still physical support. That was her texting me. Um, so I agree with you 100% on the whole. A part of you does leave because
I think it makes you even appreciate more of your gift. Because I think when you had that support, you always had that backbone.
yeah,
And then
Oh yeah,
when they're gone and they're on a spiritual level and they're watching you, you gotta smile. You gotta guide people. You gotta help people in everything you do. And even though you might be smiling, but between both of you, there's a lot of pain behind all that. So I have it. I ain't gonna lie. I could be smiling and having a good time, but until you know my personal life, what I've lost, and not, and everybody's telling me like this: don't look at what you've lost, because there's nothing you can do to change that.
mm-hmm.
You will see them again, but look at the blessings that you do, and don't hold on to what you don't have. And it's funny because I was talking to my fiance's dad, and we were just talking about that we all have regrets. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. What if? Or should I have not done this? Or why didn't I do this? And you know the thing with that, I wasn't outside as much when I should have been. Because I was doing yard work, but I didn't care for it. I just could not stand it. Well, guess who's doing yard work now? Guess who's cleaning the yard? Me.
yep.
Because I'm the one that's taking over what my mom did, you know? So
Yep.
now I know what it felt like to be in her shoes, put my place and what I had to learn. And that's not just in the physical, outside of the spiritual, in the physical life that outside of our normal lives, we have lives. Yard work needs to be done. You gotta go pay your
Yep.
bills. You gotta go pay your cell phone. So outside of these shows that we do or you do, you have a life outside of that.
Yep.
So you gotta separate that from your emotional side, and I do feel that when you realize how much you've lost, it makes you appreciate what you can do
Oh,
to better yourself. Whatever you do,
absolutely.
you do it 3 times better than what you should have done. But
Oh
and
yeah,
the thing that
100%.
and the thing is that too is that somebody was telling me the other day, we all have regrets, but you can't fix them. Just let go and just talk to your mom and say, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry I can do that. You shouldn't live in that guilt. Because it's not your fault, because your mom wants you to be happy. She wants you to live well. Because up there, when they cross that side and you go into the gateway, whatever you did in this life, remember one thing. Whatever you did to your mom, if you hurt her, or you hurt her feelings, or you told her things because you did them out of anger, you weren't thinking about it. Once they cross over, whatever's done is done in this world. Because when they go there, it's unconditional. So no matter how much you could have mistreated her, no matter how much she made you upset, and she was annoying to you at that time because you were being a child and you thought you knew everything. Because our parents, that's why you don't argue with your parents, because parents know everything.
Yes,
But
they
you
do.
can't win.
Yeah, that's
You
the
can't
Oh
truth.
yeah.
win. And
Rob.
and it's sad, but you just know that it makes you appreciate life more. And now with my gifts even more, I think it really touches deeper inside what is done from the past. Because I've always was helping people, but it's touched me more now. And not to ever doubt my gift. Because I just didn't show it because the readings were accurate. So if you looked at me, you're like, he doesn't look like he's a person that's his gift. I was skeptical. Because the more readings I did, the more validation I got.
Yeah.
And the more
Yep.
validation I got, the more I accepted to just, this is what God gave you gifts. Stop
Yep.
denying them, embrace them. So that's what I do now.
That's awesome.
God
And that's
gives
what you
everyone a gift in some way,
In some way.
you know, and you may not realize it at first, but when you do realize it, it's a wonderful feeling knowing that He wants you to help other people out with things, with communications, with seeing people from the other side that they miss. And it's a wonderful gift that He was giving you. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, but I appreciate life even more now. Because I know when it's my time too, I want to see them up there, but until then, life's too short. Make the best of life because the way people are dying, the way that violence is, the way that the world is, each and every one of us can make a difference in the people that we come across. Now, the people that don't believe in what we do, just want to go and pray for them and say, okay, well, your gift is a devil worship. Well, you're not supposed to be going out there looking for spirits because that's what they'll say in the Bible. Those people, you don't tell them anything, just walk away, be professional, and say, thank you for your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my life, you have yours.
Yeah. And a funny thing is,
just walk away.
there's a lady I met. I deliver tractors for a living, and we got on the subject because I had our hat for our paranormal team on, and she goes, my husband comes and visits me, and all these things, and then she goes, I sat here and blabbed on about her husband passing and all this other stuff, and she goes, and you sat here and listened to me and smiled, and I was like, yeah, well, everybody has their own things that bother them, and I'm here to listen. And she goes, well, what about you? And I started talking. She goes, you know what I learned? She goes, all the negatives that have happened, the bad things or things that have happened to you. She goes, you always got to look for the positives in the negatives. So, like
Wow.
for instance, my truck caught fire last year. It's been almost a year. Wow. And a lot of that bothered me. She goes, well, what are the positives that came out of it? And I'm like, I don't know. I never looked at that. She goes, that's what you got to look at. She goes, yeah, your truck caught fire. Took out other things. You had a horrible year. She goes, but look at the positives. And you think, and it made me think, because a lot of people always look at the negatives, but they never look at what the positive outcome from the negatives. Well, for instance, I would have kept on dumping money into my old truck, kept on fixing it. Right?
Wow.
But now I have a really good, safe, reliable vehicle to drive around with my son in and go on trips. I would have never went out and bought a newer truck. Never. Just not me. The siding on my house, right? It was old and faded. Well, they couldn't match it because it was from 1986. And we got to choose a new color to the siding of the house. So you got to, out of all the negatives, you got to see what the positive outcome from the negatives are. Because even though it's negative, there's always a positive outcome. And and that was just this week. And I was like, man, I never thought about life that way. And she said, I'm 80 years old and I never thought about that either. Never.
Damn.
She goes, but when my husband died, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, she goes, I had to mow the lawn when he left. I had to do, when the power went out, I had to hook up the generator. She goes, so it made me really start to think. But she goes, if my husband was still here, I would have never learned to drive the tractor. I would have never learned how to plug in the generator. I would have never had to do any of this.
Yeah.
And she goes, but now I can.
Wow.
Now I can do these things, and I can learn these other things, and I can do this. She goes, my faucet started leaking. I fixed it. So, when you were saying all that stuff and you're about, really having to think about, and like a piece of you left and all that, it made me think about that, and that's one of the coolest things that I could have learned is that every negative has a positive. And I think if a lot more people understood that, everything would be great.
Yeah, that's true.
I really do.
But yeah,
every
it's crazy.
every negative has a positive.
Yeah, it's just that people just don't see it because they only see what they want to see.
Yep, but
And
they got to think of that.
What the truth too. And the thing that I will say is that when you tell them that, they can handle the truth because you are speaking the truth. And when they hear the truth, it shuts them up because they can't say anything because they know that you're right with it, So, and it does in everyday life, even in the paranormal.
Oh yeah,
if you're like paranormal people. Yeah.
If you go and you're talking to someone and they're coming back at you and then they go silent, that's when they realized you're right. But they don't want to say it,
No, they don't.
But
no, they don't.
We just look at the positives of it. Again, I'm on that. That's my new thing. Is that all the negative? There's always a positive.
And that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
You just just make the best of all of it.
Yeah, just like having to learn with your abilities, right? Okay. You had to deal with that on your own. All right. And like a lot of people would have thought negative of that. But now, if they think about it, and the positive outcome is now that you've learned to, deal with your abilities and embrace them. Now, the positive side of it is you could help people connect. And you can help people get closure.
And there's days that are very emotional for me. Even though they say try not to get too attached to people, but being an empath, clairvoyant and clairsentient, because I have all the clairs and auto and see auras too and remote viewing, but if you give to me, people say, what is your strongest? I can't even tell you that because they go hand in hand. Like I'll get an image of something and I'll pick up something and I'm like, what did I see that for? And then I'll channel it and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And speaking of that, I'm gonna tell you what's weird. I've never met you. Okay. And the more that we're talking, you know how when you get those deja vu days where you have done this? I talked to these people before. you look familiar. I just don't know where. Have I seen you somewhere? When I look at you in the background, that's what I get. Like right now, I'm getting a rowdy deja vu. The question is, I've never talked to you all. This is the
Nope.
first time doing the show together. I'm your
Yep.
guest, and I'm like, well, I know these two guys look familiar. And as I'm talking to you and we're talking, I'm still trying to figure that out as I'm talking to y'all because I'm like, I know these guys from somewhere, even though I haven't seen them physically, but I get that connection. Like I get this weird connection with y'all, and I don't know where it comes from. I'm still trying to figure it out, even though we're doing the show. But I'm like, why do I get that feeling like I've seen y'all before?
Yeah,
And
I
it
get
could
that
be your
sometimes.
past.
I get that. I get that.
Mm,
Like, we've, all these Paracons or um, anything I do. I go to car shows. I do RC cars. I'll go places, and I've gotten that where I'm like, man, have I met you before? Like, I feel like, like I feel like I've seen you, talked to you, and all that. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm just out here visiting. Like, I went to a car show and I was talking to a guy and I was like, all right, man, I'll see you later. I was like, man, you know what? Have you been to this car show before? Like, or something? Because I feel like I talked to you before. And he's like, no, I was out here visiting my cousin. They moved out here and, they were going to the show and they, they've been out here for a couple of years and they've been coming to the same show and all that. I'm like, no,
yeah,
I've seen you before.
it just makes, yeah, but
They're
it's
from
just that you
a
don't
different. I
understand.
think they were from like tip of California, somewhere out that way. Like they were never over this
Oh,
way. So like I get what you're saying about the whole like you've known someone
yeah,
and
because
like
I mean,
met them before.
because I'm getting that with y'all, and but yeah, it's just insane how I get that from y'all. So now, for anyone whoever's watching, um, I know I was explaining to you guys, but in case y'all don't know, if you want to know what a psychic locker is, a psychic lock is where a paranormal team can go to a haunted location, business or residential, and they'll try to make everything right. Find a perfect explanation for. They'll try to like debunk everything, and some shows do this, or they'll have a psychic that's a regular good friend, but they trust the person because all the findings are accurate. So when they call a psychic, it has to be someone that they trust, someone that knows his or her shit, knows what the fuck they're talking about, okay, and can go into a place without any prior knowledge, okay, without any prior knowledge, and can say, well, I saw a man standing about 5'7", blah blah blah, black hair. His name is blah blah blah. Oh no, that was our Uncle Ben. Our Uncle Ben. Where you just describe to a person to a T. It can be in the paranormal aspect. It can be in missing persons. It can be
Yep.
in channeling. Um, and I also do psychometry, like by a picture they're missing, or I'll go to a location. I'll just go to the last thing that they said the last time they saw that person, and what I'll do is just scan the area. Don't like to be told nothing, and do a walk of another the woods, or it could be like a residential or haunted place of activity. but only the people that you work with or the people that are in the fish that
Yeah.
know that, you know. But that's what I say, you know. So if you ever need a psychic that doesn't walk, I love that because it's a big challenge for me. I've done different shows with different people that have been on TV shows. Like her name is Kathy, is one of them. Her husband's Casey Stanford. He's been on the different shows with the scientists, what they call them. I know them, not personally, but I know them. They know my reputation, and I know them. So those are good examples that I've done walkthroughs for people that go to a haunted house or a residence, and I've helped people, give them closure, you know, what they can do, or I should tell them to move, or what they can do to get rid of an issue and where the issue comes from, if it's within the land, or I can tell people died there, what they died of. And I love the psychic walks. I think to me, out of all the readings I've done, there's not one reading better than another. But when it comes to really testing myself and challenging myself, the psychic walks are one of my favorite. It's like going to a candy store. It's like giving you candy and think, you know, so you want to take the bait? Okay, take the bait. Come into this house and tell us what you know. Tell us what you do. They know what's on. They know what's in that building, but I don't. So that's like a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of you ever need someone that can do that, ask around. You know, benefit it. Um, Speaking of that, I don't know why, but I was picking up a little something. I didn't want to bring it up. One of you, I see an attic. It's wood, but like flat, and like back here, I'm getting like a scratching sensation right here. And I see like scratch marks going down. Okay, I don't know if it was one of you, but I did feel that with one of your team members. Um, I want to say that it had a high EMF in this attic, or it looked like a freaking attic. But I think a lot of people, when they did this investigation, I want to say like one of them really got scared and they kind of like backed off. Like they kind of just said, I need a break from this stuff. And I've seen like scratch marks, almost like somebody got burned, but they were scratch marks like where somebody was like kind of saying, "Get the f out of here, because if you don't, I'm gonna throw you across the room," kind of feeling. And as a matter of fact, I was told that somebody actually got shoved in his attic.
Trying to think because we've done so many places. Attic.
But that's what I picked up. I didn't want to bring it up, but we can talk about that later if it brings it back. But
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a
Sneeze
allergy
attack.
asthma attack
Yeah, it's
for a second.
It's
But
his
are you
allergies.
okay?
oh yeah, my allergies are good now. That was bad. Had a coughing attack. Yeah, good to go. Oh man,
the weather's out here is crazy. Like
it's awfully
literally
dry.
at night, it's cold, and then throughout the day, like today, it got up to 74 degrees. You know, and then it's going to be cold tonight. Tomorrow's going to be almost 80. So it's like I have special nasal spray from my doctor to control my sinuses,
I have
and I have to
medication.
use it
I
a
could
lot.
just imagine.
But
Uh,
you know, is there a point in your when you're realizing your abilities till now that that you really enjoyed and really helped some, like your favorite, like we go our favorite case or our favorite building, but your favorite reading or place you went, like your favorite
Honestly, that's
time helping
I think
someone.
I think that with stuff that I've done, I've never really I don't think I've had a favorite. If I have, I really can't say what is a favorite because I've done a lot of different cases. But even with the missing cases or murder cases, which I've done, getting a few too that I can't discuss, but there's a lot of people that I've helped and I've given them validation, and a lot of people do look up to me, even though I refer them to other people. Hi, Nancy. Um, but for me, like what you were asking me, do I have a favorite? I think I can't say that there's one specific favorite. I think they're all special in their own way. Um, but there's some of them that do sad endings, and but it's tough because there's never one that are better than another. I really can't compare. Um,
Your favorite thing is
but
just helping people.
yeah, I can't really say what is my favorite because there's so many different ones like that. Like I told you, I like the psychic walks.
Yeah.
um, but there's times where I like medium readings too. It just
Hey, Nancy.
varies. Uh, but
Yeah.
there's just
Now,
not one that's favorite of mine.
yeah. Now, if anybody watching, and they wanted you to use you for a reading or a psychic walk or any, where could they go to contact you?
Well, they
And
can find me on here, like on Facebook, if they're friends with me. You can reach me on my personal cell phone, but not right now. 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470. Or if you're a TikToker, Psychic28. Now, if you have an email, Garcia187bluelove@gmail.com. You can also find me on, like, of course, this show if you're a fan of theirs. Just send me a request or send me just a message or PM me. Um, and then if you need some feedback or if you need some testimonies, I have plenty of people that can tell I've helped them. And I always tell people to check me out before they ask for me. Because once you get me, here's what you're going to get. And that's just, unless I need assistance or help, I ask other people to help me. But most of the time, there's two adults do most of the work. And of course, my fiance is learning too, so I'm trying to get her to use her gift. And, but most of the time I work alone. But now that I have a team, like friends that I help, that we help others. But usually when people ask for me for something, and then I tell them, well, this is something that I'm gonna test my abilities and see what the other people get, and I put two and two, and we help them out. So there's a lot of good friends out there that know me real good, and they know I put my sense 100% every day. That no matter if it's a psychic reading, food reading, channel reading, remote viewing, I give it 100% every single time. So, but that's good that you asked me that question
you know,
because honestly, I can't answer that. When you said which is the best readings I've done, I can't give you.
Pretty much everyone.
Everyone.
Pretty much
Right.
everyone. Just the fact that you're helping people.
Right.
That's pretty much that's it right there. That's the big factor.
Well, me and Mike want to thank you very much
Yeah.
for coming on our show. And remember, people, go check them out. I mean, if you need them, he told you where to find them. And I'm still stunned at like how great, helping someone that is out there just to help people, and
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's about the support. It's about the help.
Yeah.
Helping the community, helping people in need.
Yeah.
That's what we love to do. That's what we all
But
love
if
to do.
y'all ever need anything, y'all can hit me up too if y'all want to test me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to take the time and thank you so much for coming on. It was nice meeting you. And we'll definitely have to have you back on down the road and talk some more. Let's see how everything's going.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Well, thank you very much.
You too. Good night.
Yes.
All right,
everybody.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry, everybody, for my issues that I'm having, but allergies have been kicking my ass this week.
Yeah.
And of course, the one time it happens is while I'm on here with Chris. So again, sorry about that. But
and then of course, everybody go back, check out where he was. Said everything to go find him if you need him.
Yep.
He's a great guy.
Now we got some events coming up where you can find us.
Dude, really?
Yes.
Yeah, what's that place again?
White Hill Mansion.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 3rd.
Yeah, we might.
The White Hill Mansion Paranormal Expo.
Yeah, we might stop by.
Your boys are going to be there. We're not having a table. We're coming to hang out. We got new wristbands in today, which you can find on our page. We'll be handing them out there. And that night we have a private investigation, which we will try to live stream on our YouTube channel like we do.
Absolutely.
If we can't, then you'll find a new episode on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
One more thing. Saturday, May 17th.
Yeah, there's this place.
You have the possibility of coming investigating with us at this one place that we absolutely love. The James House.
Yeah, that's right.
In Hampton, New Hampshire. Tickets are on sale. We're selling very limited. We like to have a little group. We don't like to overdo it. Yeah. And tickets will be $25.
I know.
That's it. $25. And the best part, the money goes right back
to the house.
To help the house.
Your boys, we don't take nothing.
No, we like to help Willie out. We thank him so much for having us come up there every year.
It's just an honor to be able to be there.
Yeah. So the event runs from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m., $25 a ticket. That's it. The link's on our Facebook page. Check it out. Head over, get your tickets. We're going to have our equipment there. You can bring yours. And last year was insane.
It was.
We got a lot of good stuff. You're not going to want to miss this place.
Yeah.
And now, thank you again, everyone, for so much for coming in. Sorry again on my end for the coughing fit. It's been a hell of a week.
And thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, you guys have been amazing.
Like I was saying earlier about the lady that told me, look at all the positives that come from the negatives.
Yep.
Yep. And
here we are.
It's
been a hell of a road.
Yeah.
4 years we're coming up on.
4 years.
4 years.
That's for Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal.
And also, I want to say the Doss House. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh my God.
Amazing location. Head over to our Facebook page. Click that like button. You can book an overnight investigation there as well.
And the people are amazing.
we will have the owners on our episode in July from the Doss House. So we can't wait to talk to them about that place. Keep an eye out for that.
That place kind of hit home. It was very intelligent. And it's that homey feeling.
Yeah.
Yep. And when you could go into a place and have that homey feeling, it's a good night.
Oh yeah. I mean, they were responding to every.
I FaceTime my wife.
Yeah.
I FaceTime my wife just to say hi, say good night to my son.
I don't know why you did that in the house. It was
stupid. But anyways,
next. No.
My wife goes, "How's it going?" I was like, "It's great." And I was like, "Watch this." And I turned and I was like, "Can you play the music box?" And it played the music box. I was like, "Can you step away from the music box now?" Shut the music. Like, it was just amazing.
Check our live streams out. You're going to have to see it because even we did an incredible SD's method with Adam in the original barber chair.
Yeah.
And we got some amazing things through that.
Yeah.
But we're coming back next. We will be back on Friday, May 23rd with Miss Danny Marie.
Oh,
I can't wait for this one. It's going to be awesome.
And the sad thing is she thinks I can read cards.
I don't know what she's thinking, but
I
you
don't-
did blow my mind that
I-
night. That was incredible.
Look,
Yeah,
I was
we'll
like,
talk
oh,
about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about it next
So, yes.
episode.
Friday, May 23rd, 8 p.m. Danny Marie comes on. It's going to be an awesome night. She's amazing. Tarot. We might even do some tarot card readings that night. Who knows? Who knows what she's going to do? It's going to be an incredible
break
night.
out the cards she gave me.
We're super excited to have her on.
Yes.
Thank you again, everyone, for coming on.
Thank you
to
for
the
watching.
Get Haunted family.
Thank you
Also,
for the Haunted family. Yeah.
Shout out to the Get Haunted Paranormal Podcast program. There is literally a podcast every single day of the week. You need to check them out throughout the day. I mean, no, not throughout the day, but
well, yes.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. The schedule is on the Get Haunted public Facebook page. You can see it. There's shows tomorrow night. There's shows Sunday, every day. So definitely
and go
check it
out all the amazing groups in the Get Haunted family.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many great groups that help make a phenomenal community.
And then also April 26th, McLean Mansion in Pennsylvania. Get Haunted and Empty Casket Paranormal will be there. Tickets are on sale. There's some tickets left, but you jump on them quick.
Yes.
It's going to be an awesome night. They
We've
always have
there.
an incredible...
Actually, my first time there was for my birthday.
Yeah, we had a blast there.
Yeah.
So you can find tickets at extremeticketing.com. Find the link on our Facebook page. Also head over to Get Haunted's Facebook page and check out the link there as well.
And the amazing events they have throughout the year.
Oh, yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
Rob and Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank
we love you guys. Now, everyone, have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Good Friday.
Don't eat too many Pillsbury eggs.
And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night,
y'all.
everyone.